Hello and welcome to Adobe Media Tutorial. Today we're going to take a look at how to create an audio drama. Now, this is the finished version I submitted. As you can tell, there's multiple layers, lots of moving parts, and looks pretty complicated. So, I'll break it down step by step and hopefully you can follow along. The first thing we're going to do is create a new project file in Adobe Audition. We'll call this one Audio Drama Tutorial Practice. File management is probably the most important part of any working project, so make sure you find a place to save your project file and all associated files. Now that we have a new project, we're going to need to bring in audio. As you can tell, since I'm working off an already completed project, all my files are already imported, but in your project you'll need to import your own files. To do this, right-click or hold the Alt key while left-clicking inside the box marked Files. Once you do this, a pop-up window will appear. From here, scroll down the box to Import Files. A new pop-up window will open. From this pop-up window, find the files you'd like to use in your audio drama and click the Import button at the lower right of the pop-up window. You can also mass select files by either holding down the Shift key or clicking and dragging a box around the files you'd like to select. Now that you have the audio files you need for your audio drama, the next step is to clean the audio. The goal here is to remove as much static or filter distortion from the audio file to make it as close to clear as you can. First, select the audio you want to clean. Once you have your audio file selected, go to Wavelengths to get a visual, adjustable image of the audio file. This file has been previously edited to be void of some imperfections, but as you can see, there's still a lot of fuzz attached to it. This is represented by the small groupings of spikes that look red or purple. As you can see, there's a higher amount of distortion represented by the larger red and purple spikes in the wavelength. To clean audio, select a small sample of audio without static or distortion, as represented by the black areas, using the selection tool. From here, right-click or Alt-click to bring up down a pop-up window with several options. Scroll down to the Capture Noise Print option. This will create a frame of reference for Adobe's built-in audio cleaner to use as a means of cleaning audio. The process isn't perfect, but will work as a foundation for further editing. You can try repeating the process, using a smaller area of reference from the already cleaned audio to apply to the file. This will help clean the audio further. After you've selected your noise print, use Command-A to select the entire audio file you wish to edit, and with the file selected, go to the top taskbar and click on Edit. This will bring down a scroll-down window with several options. Choose the Noise Reduction Process option. From here, a pop-up window will open. Now click the Apply button. This will perform a basic audio correction process. As you can see, the audio I have selected is incredibly rough and filled with errors, and the basic noise print correction process can't clean it entirely. But, again, it will lay the groundwork for other tools to help. Audition has a built-in system designed to clean imperfections from audio, but it's only as good as the file you want to clean. By this, I mean, there are instances where the audio you've recorded just won't work no matter how many times you try to clean it. Once you've cleared your audio file from scratches and other imperfections, the next step is to adjust the actual audio itself to be within acceptable industry standards. For reference sake, a decibel level between -12 and -6 is considered to be acceptable. To do this, there's a meter at the bottom of Audition which will display the decibels as read from the audio file and has 3 visual representations. Green is standard, yellow is somewhat overmodulated, and red is entirely overmodulated. From the video you can see that some, but not all, of my audio is overmodulated. To alter this, you're going to go into the wavelength file for the audio file again, and using the time selection tool you can sample a portion of the audio file, represented by the green spikes, and adjust the decibel level. Make adjustments as necessary. Once you have cleaned up your audio files, you're going to want to separate them into different tracks to make blending the audio easier. Adobe Audition will partition 6 tracks as a standard, with the addition of the master track. To add new tracks, simply go to the multi-track option on the overhead taskbar and select New Track. There are several options to choose from, so select whichever option is best for your audio. Now that you have several tracks, clean audio and audio at a respectable decibel level, the next step you're going to want to do is decide if you want to add effects. In Adobe Audition, effects are pre-built into several categories, and can be used to enhance audio in several ways. For this example, I decided to apply dynamic processing to my voice track. Dynamic processing has built-in presets to alter audio, but you can also manually adjust the gain yourself. This can help create a cleaner sounding sample of audio, or, alternatively, with enough tinkering, it can be used to entirely alter audio once it's been cleaned. Additionally, Adobe has several other options specific to cleaning voiceover audio. Here I'm adding a vocal enhancer. This relies on presets built into Adobe. The vocal enhancer works by subtly enhancing tone and inflection. It's less overt than pitch shifting or dynamic processing, but for the sake of creating the most audibly sound project, you can go ahead and use it on your voice tracks. As you can see, Audition offers many varieties of effects. I wanted to show off a couple here. Ultimately, it's your call which, if any, effects you decide to use. I would suggest, for an audio drama, at least adding a vocal enhancer to amplify your performance, but again, it's best used at your discretion. Now that we've cleaned up the dialogue, the final step is to add and edit your music and sound effect tracks to create a believable production. For this example, I've grabbed several for use previously recorded tracks from bensound.com and outsourced my sound effects to files pulled from the YouTube library. You can also create your own sound effects and music with any recording device. And if you choose to, you'll want to apply the same editing standards as demonstrated previously. Now, let's add an intro song. To do this, we'll load a song onto the music track. As you can see, this will bring the entire length of the song into your multi-track. You'll want to adjust accordingly. Finally, to round out the experience and add a certain sense of ambiance, let's go ahead and insert some background effects tracks. These are pre-recorded tracks designed to enhance the illusion of a larger story and can include anything from car horns, cars driving, to birds chirping. As you can tell right off the hop, the audio is far too loud and will overpower the performances, so you'll want to adjust the decibel level to a point where sound effects exist subtly in the background. I use Carnival Fair noise to add a sense of being in an open-air market. Now that we have the audio tracks we need, the next step is to blend the tracks together and lower the levels where appropriate. This will give your voiceover tracks room to shine without being completely overpowered. To do this, what we do is adjust the yellow volume bar in specific areas. Here I'm bringing them down whenever a character speaks so that the background noise is somewhat muted and the voice tracks can be heard more fluently.
This concludes the tutorial lessons. Thanks for tuning in.